Hello, hello, hey, sweet people, and welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio, the show where we take English, we take a goofy American, a beautiful Brazilian / Portuguese girl, a lot of dogs, and we try to be educational and entertaining. How's that, Alexia?
It sounds good, doesn't it?
It does sound good. We will see if that's how it actually works.
Yeah. Well, Foster, can I start this episode with a personal question?
A personal question for me?
No. A personal question. Like, I have a question on how to pronounce a word.
Okay, I have a question about how to pronounce a word.
About.
Sure.
Yeah. The word is actually a city, and it's called Edimburgo in Portuguese.
Okay, in English, at least in American English, I say Edinburgh.
Yeah, but it's not like that how British people
No,
say.
to be honest, if I was in...
Edinburgh. It's more or less like this.
Well, technically, I would say Edinburgh, because it does have the borough. But I most of the time, I hear Americans simply say Edinburgh, just to be a little shorter. But yeah, why do you ask?
Because I was talking to my student right now, and he might move to Edinburgh.
Yeah, I would say Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Perfect.
Yeah. And he was like between London and Edinburgh.
Edinburgh?
And I was like, go to Scotland, please. It sounds amazing and cheaper and beautiful and with nature. And I was like, we should go to Scotland one day. But to go to Scotland, I need to understand how to pronounce Edinburgh.
Okay, this is awesome, Alexia. This is why I love producing the show with you every day, because sometimes we have a plan and then you come in with something crazy and it gets me really excited. So change of plans. Today we're talking about Scotland.
I'm not ready to talk about Scotland.
That's why we're doing it.
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever been to Scotland?
No.
But you want to visit Scotland one day?
Of course.
Tell me why. What are you interested in?
I think that places that not everybody talks about and is still like big cities and great countries and nature, it gets me. Like, I would love to go to the places in Europe that almost no one goes. We've already talked about it.
Yeah.
But Scotland, I know that it's more famous nowadays, and there are a lot of Brazilians going there as well. But I don't know, it sounds so interesting. My dad loved when he went there, when he visited.
When he visited. Yeah, I've only been to Scotland one time. It was absolutely amazing. I adored the country and especially Edinburgh. I do think it is a more popular tourist country than perhaps you're thinking, at least for Americans and English speakers.
Yeah.
Because they do speak
English.
English.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think, because for Brazilians in general, thinking about going to London or going to Scotland in general, people would like to go to London just because it's London. It's amazing and everyone loves it. And I love London a lot as well. But Scotland stays like there, and not very sure if a lot of people have this like will to go to Scotland one day.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely not on the same level as like London or Paris or a lot of the big international cities that everyone travels to. But, okay, I visited Edinburgh when I was a sophomore in university, which means my second year of university. So I was probably 20 years old. So almost 10 years ago.
It's already 10 years ago.
Yeah. And I don't know how much I've told you about my experience in Scotland.
Almost none, because I didn't even know that you visited.
Awesome. This is my favorite part of the podcast, when we're just actually talking and having conversations as boyfriend, girlfriend. Do you want to hear about my trip to Scotland?
Do I have a choice?
Not really.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So imagine 20-year-old Foster, super cute, very handsome, still young and innocent in the world.
And wild?
Not really, but I was studying for the summer in Oxford, in England, with a lot of my friends from university. Why are you laughing?
Because you got kicked out from a pub trying to fake their accent.
I did have some unfortunate linguistic experiences. But, okay, I was studying in Oxford, which is in England, and Scotland is a different country. But one weekend, me and a few of my friends, we decided to take a train to Edinburgh.
Can I ask you one thing?
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't be my friends and I?
Yeah, it should. So it was...
Oh my goodness, I'm on fire today.
It was fun doing the show with you, Alexia, but now the student has become the master, so we are done.
So, you and your friends?
My friends and I decided to take a train to Edinburgh, which, if I remember correctly, it's about a 4-hour trip from Oxford to Edinburgh, and absolutely beautiful scenery. You're traveling by train through the Scottish countryside.
I think it's just like getting the train to go to Hogwarts.
Yeah, it definitely has that vibe. It's stunningly beautiful. And then the actual city of Edinburgh is amazing. And my favorite thing about the city is essentially it's divided into 2 parts. So half of the city is kind of the old city, which still retains a lot of the medieval architecture. There's a huge castle on top of a mountain. I don't remember the name, but I remember we waited in a line for a long time to go to the top of the castle. It was pretty cool. And then the other side of the city is like a very modern, kind of industrialized, just a more modern version of the city.
Yeah. So this student that I have, he was showing me maybe his future office, which is a bank. I don't want to talk much about it because, I mean, it's his personal stuff. But this bank, the inside of it, first of all, it looks like a college campus. It's huge. It's enormous. And inside of it, it looks like Google, but it's a bank. It was awesome.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So a couple of things that I really loved about Scotland. First, the Scottish accent is...
Yeah, I love it.
It's so beautiful. It's so fun. It is definitely one of the more difficult accents for me, and I would imagine for most native English speakers to understand. So it is a difficult accent if you are planning on traveling to Scotland. They do a lot of crazy things with their R's, and it's pretty tough, but very cool.
Yeah. Oh my God. Foster, would you like to do a road trip to Scotland, living from Portugal?
Sure. We will have to cross some water at some point.
Yeah. We just go to France, and then we can go underwater. Buddy's with us, and then we go through United Kingdom.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. Awesome. Can I tell you one more quick story about my trip to Scotland?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So...
How long did you stay there?
A long weekend. So maybe like 3-4 days.
Mm-hmm.
So as you know, but as many of our listeners probably do not know, when I was a young boy, I played a lot of golf. So I was a very competitive junior golfer. Very different part of my life, very different part of my history. But nowadays I still do love golf. It's not a perfect sport. I know it's like kind of a very rich, pretentious sport, but I still enjoy watching it.
I mean, I love horseback riding and it's extremely rich sport as well, but who cares? I love watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can play golf for cheaper than you can buy a horse. That's for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, but in professional golf, there are 4 major championships each year. So there are tournaments all year, but there are 4 championships that are really important. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And one of those tournaments is the British Open, which always takes place somewhere in the UK. That's a little bit complicated right now, but it's normally in England, Scotland, or Northern Ireland. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we were on this trip to Edinburgh, and 2 of my friends and myself, we realized, oh, the British Open is this weekend. Where is the British Open? Okay, it's on the coast in Scotland. Would it be possible for us to get there? Yeah, they have a train. Okay, well, we probably can't get tickets. Let's just go to the train station and see what they say. So I went to the train station with 2 of my friends, Griffin and Jordan, who you know.
Ah.
And we were like, hello, good day, mate, in our best Australian accent. And we were like, is there a train that goes from here to where the British Open is happening? And they're like, yeah, there's a train, and it actually comes with the ticket to the championship. So you get the train, I believe it was like £20, pretty cheap. And it took us all the way to the golf course and gave us free entry to the tournament.
And that's crazy because getting it for free?
Yeah, kind of for free. And in the US, golf tournaments are like super kind of strict. Like they have ropes everywhere. You have to be very quiet. There are a lot of rules. But in Scotland, it was literally just do whatever you want. Everyone was behaving. We were 20 years old, so we were drinking Guinness, the really heavy beer, and sitting right beside some of the best golfers in the world on the ocean. It was truly a magnificent experience.
Yeah, it sounds like it. The only thing that I don't know that I would like about staying a long period in Scotland is the weather.
Yeah, it definitely rains a lot, but
not only rains, it's cold.
Yeah, not ideal weather for a Brazilian/Portuguese person, but it's a beautiful country. We should definitely visit it one day, and I appreciate you giving me time to tell you that story.
Okay, let's make a plan.
Okay, right now, or like us
right now.
Personally after the episode?
Right now. When the pandemic is over, and of course, I mean, we are going to the United States, we have to, and you are coming here, everything is fine again, we should go to Scotland.
Okay, when it's safe to travel to Scotland, we will travel to Scotland.
As a road trip with Buddy, and we are gonna record everything about it.
With Buddy, we'll record everything. Maybe we can meet up with some Inglês no cru nudistas. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, because we are going to have to go through Portugal and then Spain, France, take the ferry or whatever, England, of course, London, and then we go up, up, up.
Yeah, so we will probably need some free places to stay. So if you're listening to this,
if you want to support the show, please send us an email saying that you are good with this idea of having us with a puppy in your apartment or house.
Yeah, so if you want to support the show, you can go to inglesnoicru.com, or you can open your house to 2 strangers and their dog. Okay.
Okay.
I think that's great for today, Alexia. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.